Hello, everybody. I will give everybody a second to get in. If you are already in here, let me know that you can hear me okay, and that everything sounds clear. Um, I washed my AirPods like a month ago, and I think they've been good, but I'm afraid that they're going to betray me like when I need them the most. So make sure, let me know that you can hear me and see me good. Um, and I'll give everybody a second to file in before we get started. See, cool. Thanks, guys. All right, one more minute. Thanks, you guys, for joining me today. Some of you are probably already using PhotoDay, and you know a bit about how to use group and public galleries, which we're going to go over today. But um, I'll share a lot of best practices. So even if you feel like you know everything, hopefully I can give you some more helpful hints. All right. I think I will get started. All right. So for those of you who do not know, my name is Stevie Williams. I am part of the customer success team here at PhotoDay. This webinar is going to be all about group and public galleries, getting started with those, and how to set up every single part. So I'm going to be sharing my screen for this entire webinar, and I'm going to go through how it's done. Like I said, if you're new here, this is going to be great. The cool thing about group or public galleries is they are insanely easy. If you need to just get started, get set up and get ready to go, these are your answer. Group and public galleries are so easy to use, so easy to market. PhotoDay is easy to set up in general, and private galleries are easy too, but these ones are just a touch few less steps. So I will walk through that. But if you are not new here, I think you'll still learn stuff. So yeah, these are my favorite gallery types that PhotoDay offers because of the ease of marketing, and how easy it makes for you to not really organize the photos very much, but customers can still find their images really quickly. So yes. And one more thing I want to mention before we get started, if you guys have any questions, I know we have the general chat. Please feel free to chime in the chat. But if you have specific questions, I'll save those for the end. I have the tendency to read the questions and read the chat as I go, and then I get kind of carried away because I love to answer questions. Ask those in the Q&A section of the chat. That's going to be like separate. I think there's like a little tab to the right, and I'll get to those at the end. We'll also have some of our other team members in the chat who will try to help you guys out as we go too. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen. Give me 1 second to get on there, and we will get started. All right, everybody see my screen? I think we're good. Okay, so this is my demo account. It's a little barren, so bear with me. This is gonna be the home page for you guys that don't know. A couple of things you'll see here. You're gonna see some sales summaries, some different numbers here. That can help you access information quickly about like your total sales. You're going to see all your jobs, most recent jobs listed here, latest orders, and you can search for orders right here on this search bar. What I also wanted to bring up is the Academy section. If you guys are looking for more webinars, kind of like today's, if you want to look through our programs and see what resources and education we have available, the Academy section is a great place to start. So definitely check that out if you have not already. I'm not going to go through all the basic setup of your account. I'm going to jump right into setting up a job. So that's going to happen in the Jobs tab right up here. This is where you create all of your jobs that you need in PhotoDay. So this is where they will all live. And I'm going to start by clicking Add New up here in the right. Okay, so I'm going to be making a youth sports job. The sample photos I have are kind of just mixed sports. So I'm going to do Stevie Elementary Youth Sports. Um, of course, I had to make the fake school my name. Um, so yeah. All right. So first things first is the job name. What I find important here is adding, so this will be the title for the entire job. But I like to suggest adding the season and the year, or some sort of time frame in the title as well. I think that that's going to help you as you create jobs like season over season or year over year, so that you can figure out which one is which. Having a consistent naming structure, I think, helps people a lot. I am going to get into organization pages as well at some point during this demo. So but that's important for organization pages as well, because this title is going to help your customer understand exactly which pictures they're looking at. Okay, so next is job category. Just choose the one that fits best. This isn't going to do much, except for when you're in your jobs list, you'll be able to sort by job type. So that can be helpful. That also helps us internally with looking at data. So make sure you choose the right one. Now, as far as organization goes, this has a couple of different functions. First things first, if you're in here and you're just getting started, you can create an organization from the job setup page. You'll give it a name. So for instance, I'm doing Stevie Elementary. If I was doing their school photos and sports photos, or like the father-daughter dance, I can attach them all to Stevie Elementary School organization. I do already have that created, so I'm going to go ahead and select it. But you'll be able to connect contact information to this organization card. You're going to be able to send marketing directly from the job to that organization contact. So that's one reason why the organization is important. Now, the other reason is for organization pages. So if you guys aren't familiar with organization pages, I will talk about those a little bit in a bit. But you can actually have a page that's designated for the school, and it will be a link where you can have all their jobs displayed on one page. So the school can have access to it. They can put it on their website. You could put it on your website, but the link never changes, and it'll be a place where parents can always go semester over semester, season over season, and find all the jobs you've done. So these are really, really useful pages. I really like this feature we came out with. So one of my favorites as of recently. Okay, picture day date. So if you have multiple picture days, just choose one. This isn't going to be super, super important. Of course it is. It helps you, with organizing on the jobs page. It will show on some marketing, but you can turn it off. If you have multiple dates, you can turn it off so that people don't get confused. Now, estimated number being photographed. This is going to be for really just your internal reference. What this number is going to do is give you a percentage of participation. Like once you start getting orders or once you start getting opt-ins, you'll be able to see what percentage of people you photographed are purchasing or are opting in. You can adjust this, if you have a roundabout number and then you get a more accurate number once you photograph, you can change this, but it is very helpful. One more thing I like to go over is the job logo. So this is going to appear a couple of different places. Number one, it will show on the marketing flyers. So we have some little marketing templates you can create inside the job. I'll go over those, but the job logo will display on those marketing flyers. They're also going to show in the little tile that your customer will see in their account when they add the job to their customer account. So that kind of creates a more personal feel instead of just the auto logo, the little PhotoDay face. And then thirdly, if you are using a lab that offers custom themes, so that would be White House, Richmond, or Reedy. APS, I believe, is adding custom themes, or may just have, but you can actually have the logo appear on your memory mate. So even if you're not using actual custom themes, you can have this logo go on to the actual lab theme. So that's really cool. The toggle is going to appear right here. Just make sure that, um, this is a crisp logo. I think there's upload requirements. It has to be a PNG. But you want to make sure if you are turning this toggle on and it's going on to Memory Mates that it's the correct logo. It's something you want your customers to be able to have on their product, and also, that it's just crisp and clear. So. All right, and time zone should be automatically picked based on your account settings. This is you're going to be able to like schedule publishings and things of that nature. And I also think it chooses the time that the texts go out. So just make sure you have the right thing chosen here. And now I'm going to click create. Okay, so I do like to mention this. If you are, getting started on your own, and hi, Bonnie. Sorry, see, there I go with being squirrely about the chat. But so if you're just getting started and, you've watched webinars and you've read stuff, but, you're trying it on your own and you don't know what step you're at in the job setup, on the dashboard, this getting started track is going to push you through the entire setup process. So it's not going to light up the next step until you complete the first one. So you'll be able to see where you're at in setup here. So first things first is setting up the gallery access. Now we're going to be focusing on group and public galleries today. So I will get very in-depth onto these. For those of you who do not know, private galleries is going to be where each individual that you photographed has their own private gallery. They have their own access code, and you would be using the Capture app to check each person in. If you're more interested in the private galleries workflow, we do have some past webinars that go through that flow. We also are going to do another one later this month, so definitely tune into that. Private galleries is awesome. A lot of people have a need for those, most commonly with schools, and sometimes with sports. I mean, any job could really have a need for private galleries. But talking about group and public galleries today, these are great for any job that doesn't necessarily require, individual galleries for each person. If it's a team sport, if it's, a league where everybody's seeing each other, everybody's going to be in the team photos. Sometimes it's okay to, put all the images into one gallery. And I know that sounds a little daunting, but we provide search options, which I'll get into, that are going to direct the parent right to the pictures they need to see. So most of the time, they're not looking at the entire giant gallery anyways. I'll walk through how that works, but yeah, so a lot of people are using group and public galleries every day with PhotoDay. Okay, so we obviously talk about group and public galleries kind of as one. They're very, very similar in structure. So there is kind of one key difference, but with these gallery types, you have one big gallery where you upload all the photos, and then parents can use Face Find or tags to search for their photos. So Face Find is going to be where they upload a photo of their kid and it returns the search results. Tags will be subgroups of images that are set by you, the photographer. So I'll get into that. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but that's how both of these work. Now, the difference between the two is that public galleries is going to have a unique link that you can just grab and copy and paste from the settings easily. If you don't want a public link to exist, then you probably want to choose group galleries. If you want to be able to just easily copy and paste the link from the settings, then public galleries is good. With group galleries, there's still a link. So we use something called deep links. Essentially what that means is if your customer opts into the gallery, or if they receive marketing with the link on it, they're going to be able to click the deep link. It's going to bring them right in. It won't require the access code when they click the link, because they've already opted in, or because they've received that marketing directly from you. But it still provides that extra layer of protection. If they're just coming from the general PhotoDay link, they have to have the access code. Okay, so let's talk about what else is on this page. I'm going to do a group gallery for this example. So first things first, display job on the organization page. If you have organization pages enabled, you can choose whether or not the job is on there. I will get into organization pages, I believe, so hold tight eventually. I don't know exactly when, but I want to show them because they are so cool and amazing. What's important here is the access code. So it's going to automatically generate random letters and numbers when you create your gallery. A lot of people use these. It's totally fine to use them, but I think it's best to make the access code something that's a little more catchy, something that's easy to share by word of mouth, so that you're not having to read out this random code. So for instance, I'm doing Stevie Elementary Youth Sports, so I could do, Stevie Youth 25, something of that nature. It can't have any spaces. It's not case sensitive. Can't have special characters. And it does have to be unique across the whole PhotoDay platform. So, if you try to use like Tigers 2025, that may very well be used. Some people will actually do like, a studio name version of the access code. So if my studio name is Stevie Studios, I could do Stevie Studios 2025 1 or something. So there's a lot of creative things you could do, but I think it's important to change this to something that's easy to share. And I do like to mention here as well that your most important goal with group and public galleries is to get people to opt in. So we have the text marketing feature. So you really want your customers to opt in by texting the code to 90738, which is our short code, preferably prior to pictures being ready. I'll go over details on that, but this code is super, super important. Other than that, expiration date. Expiration dates are amazing. I recommend using them. I would say, when you're first creating the job, say you're 2 weeks out from the picture day, maybe you'll release pictures 4 days after the shoot. You don't want to expire the gallery too quickly. I would recommend allowing at least 30 days post publishing. So post when you have pictures ready and you release them, to set the expiration date, not to set it, but set it out at least over 30 days. If you're doing a bunch of spring jobs, sometimes it's good to even just expire them all, like at the end of spring or at the end of the school year, and get into the habit of doing that. This is actually going to send a notification out to all of your opt-ins who haven't ordered on the day of expiration, letting them know it's the last day to order. It's very helpful. It's going to get all your sales in that, from people who were kind of waiting around. So definitely use expiration dates and get a solid plan together, but maybe don't set them before you know exactly how much time you need. So yeah. And then lastly, gallery search methods. So when you first create your gallery and you're in this tab, it's going to show you all the search methods. So like I said, parents can use FaceFind to search for their kid's photo. They basically upload a photo of their child or of the athlete, of the student, and it will return the search results, any photo with their face in it. There's also tags. So tags would be different folders or subgroups of images set by you. I'll show you how to do tags, but there's also all photos. So if you wanted to turn off any of these, you could. For instance, if you don't want people to see all photos, if you don't want them to have the option to scroll through everything, turn that off. I'll turn it off in this example so you guys can see how it looks. That way it will make them use FaceFind or use tags. If for some reason you want to turn off FaceFind and make them use tags only, you can do that, or vice versa. If you want to only use FaceFind, which, be careful. Because if you only use FaceFind, maybe somebody who has trouble with it, maybe like, a grandparent or someone who's not super tech savvy, that can kind of be a brick wall for them. But, everybody's different. You can customize these search options in the way that works for you. But yeah, so I think that's that. I am going to save that. Make sure as you're going through, you hit the save button. It's up at the top right corner of pretty much all these steps. So I know sometimes people forget and they're like, what? I forget all the time. So All right, next thing is setting up storefront. So this is where you attach your pricing and also set up advance pay if you'd like to sell credits in advance. So first step is advance pay. If you guys are curious on how to use advance pay, or really how it works, and you need more granular details about advance pay, I did a webinar about that a few months ago. So definitely watch that. Advance pay can be used in a lot of different ways. I'm going to set it up in a basic way today. I'll show you guys what it looks like from the customer's perspective. And it is optional. If you're just getting started and you can't wrap your brain around it yet, you can skip over this part. This is the required step. But I do recommend using advance pay if at all possible. It is a great way to get people committed to purchasing. It gets your customers engaged with the gallery before pictures are ready. It's very beneficial. So with advance pay credits, you are selling credit amounts to your customers that they can use towards their order once pictures are ready. So you choose the dollar amounts that they can buy, and then they can use it towards your order. So first, I'm going to set that credit sheet. So that is where I choose the amounts they're going to purchase. By the way, if you click one of these hyperlinks and it brings you to the login page, like it just did to me, just hit remember me. It won't do that anymore. But here is under the store tab, under advance pay, this is where you set up credit sheets. So a lot of people, do different genres of jobs, different type of jobs. So you can set up advance pay credit sheets for all the different use cases. I am going to create a new one. I will call it Stevie Elementary. Oh, good. I like when I type and it doesn't show. Okay, so it allows you to add up to 4 credit options. You could just do 1, you could just do 2. They have to be increments of 5, and they have to be at least $5. So I am going to do one $35 credit. Some people do multiple amounts. I'm going to use an advance pay offer in this example. So sometimes when you're using an advance pay offer, to me, it makes more sense to just offer one amount, because that amount is going to directly correlate, or it's going to work together with the advance pay offer. I'll explain. So you're also able to add a description. Let me type one in. That's a little redundant, but you can add information here, just letting your customers know, whatever. The system does really explain the advance pay offer if you are using those. So you don't actually have to type something like this in. I just want you guys to see where it appears. But if you were requiring the credit in order for people to be purchased, that would be a good time to use this description. If you just want to reinstate it, or just want to explain in your own words, this is a spot to do that. So again, you can create multiple amounts. I will just do one for this example. Now I'm going to hop back into the job and add that credit sheet to my job. Okay, so the way advance pay is designed is that you can attach an advance pay offer. So you can make it optional for parents or customers to participate in beforehand, but if they do, they get a benefit for doing so. So some people use advance pay as kind of like a deposit, and that being said, the fact that they're going to be photographed can be the incentive, but there has to be some sort of incentive. So that's kind of where the advance pay offer comes in. If you don't have a reason why they should buy it or a benefit, then it will be hard to make it make sense. So with advance pay offers, you can do a discount, or you could do a free shipping offer. So you could do a dollar amount off, or percentage off, or free shipping. I am going to do free shipping in this example. So I'm going to do Stevie Element. Oh my goodness, why does it keep doing that to me? All right, so let's see. give it a name. That's just going to be for your reference. Your customers won't be able to see this. Generate an offer code, or you can make one if you'd like. They're actually not going to have to enter this at checkout. If they purchase the credit, it will just automatically apply. Minimum order dollar amount. So I would have this line up with the credit amount that you're offering. Everybody's different, but I think it makes sense. If they buy a $35 credit, then they have to spend $35 to get the offer. That's going to protect you. If they use just a partial amount, then they don't get the free shipping. And then as far as offer expiration goes, I would not expire an advance pay offer. I think, that's because if you're selling advance pay, you're saying they're going to get free shipping. If you take away that ability, if they wait past a week and you expire it after a week, it could be kind of misleading for people. So, all right, and refresh, and I'm going to add that to the job. Two other things here. So customer data, this is going to require your customer to add their name. That can be helpful, especially with group and public galleries, since you're not going to have them purchasing under their individual private gallery. So you can collect the names that way. And then preview storefront is going to allow you to show your pricing when the job is in advance pay mode. So that means I should attach a price sheet first. So I will do that, and then I'll show you guys what, I'll attach it right now, and then I'm going to show you what the job looks like in advanced pay mode. One sec. Let's see, what price sheet am I going to use today? I swear I chose it already. All right. So I'm going to use this White House price sheet. I'll come back to this part, but just to show you guys what your job will look like when it's in advance pay mode to your customers. Once you get these settings set up and you're ready to share information with your customers, ahead of the shoot date or whatever, 2 weeks before, you can start sending out advance pay information. You can set your job to advance pay. And so that way, as people are opting in, as people are, going ahead and going into the gallery and getting ready, they will be able to buy a credit. So I am going to go into the PhotoDay website. So the customer PhotoDay link is my.photoday.com. I am not logged in, so I'm going to do that. This is what your customer is going to have to do. They're going to have to enter their phone number. Or if they don't enter their phone number, they're going to have to enter an email. But from there, they'll have to enter a verification code that gets sent to them. So let me grab that. Alrighty. All right, and then it will ask them to enter their access code. If they click that deep link from the text or from the marketing flyer, it will bring them right in. So from there, it asks if they want to subscribe, if they didn't already. This is a good way to go ahead and get your opt-ins. Like I said, this helps get your customers engaged. There's a call to action. They're going to go into the link even just to look, and then they'll opt into text. So, and then it just explains the offer you have attached. Then they can select their advance pay credit amount. Here's where that description comes in, and then they can enter their child's name. And here is preview storefront. So they'll be able to see the pricing here as well. Of course, you're not selling items in advance, you're selling credit amounts. So, if they try to click and buy, it just brings them back to buying a credit. All right, so that is that. Let's go over pricing really quick. So back to setup storefront under price sheets. And I'm going to go into the price sheet I'm using today. This is under store, under price sheets. All right, so just to go over how setting up your pricing works with PhotoDay, I'm going to start with print products. I'll come back up to these. Print products are a la carte items. So if you click this plus sign up here, you're going to see the lab's full catalog, and you'll be able to add items to the a la carte section. But everything you have here can be purchased on its own. So like 1 8x10, I kind of recommend setting a full retail price for these items. because if someone comes in and just wants to buy one thing, you kind of want to protect yourself and show the value of that item by itself. You can also do packs of multiples, so like 2 5x7s for that same sheet price. And then there's also, memory mates, templated prints, and specialty items. Moving on to digitals. So you can sell high-res digitals through PhotoDay. You can also sell social sharing downloads. With high-res downloads, you can actually create bundle pricing. So that means the more images they buy digitally, the more of a discount they get per photo. Most photographers are offering multiple images per subject. So, because you're not doing paper order forms, you're not having to, fulfill all items ordered with one image. You can add a bunch of them and give people more options, and that's going to make your chance of a higher order bigger. So that's amazing. That's probably one of the coolest things about selling in an online world. And it kind of turns to where your images are your inventory instead of the products that you're selling. So the way tiered pricing works is you set the retail price, so that's going to be for one single image, and then the more images they buy, the cheaper they become. So you set the number of photos, and then the price per photo, and it goes down. So this, I would say, is the recommended option for group and public galleries. We do have a max price option, but I wouldn't really recommend it with group and public galleries since it's a little harder to limit the number of photos they're getting. So I won't go into detail on that. I did a webinar 2 weeks ago, I guess, that went into great detail about digital bundles. So watch that if you want. Okay, and then moving on to packages. So here's where you can create, bundle deals of prints or prints and digitals, hopefully for a discount. So you give the package a name, you give it a description. You don't have to name it package ABC because, people don't have to write a little letter in a square. You can actually name it something cool. And in the description, you can put what they save. You have to give them a reason to buy packages over buying a la carte items. So try to get some savings in your packages. And then you add the items in here. So you can add prints, you can add specialty items, you can add digitals. Each item in the package can be a different photo. So your customer can fully customize which photo they want for each item. And then you just set the price. So that is packages. Now, 2 other things, shipping rates. If you want to find out how much shipping costs from the lab you're using, go in here and you will be able to see, there is the economy shipping rate, and then the customer can choose to pay for quicker shipping and pay a little bit more. So, and then lastly, retouching. So under the photo add-ons tab, there is one photo add-on, and that is retouching. This is a AI technology, so you can sell it per image to your customers, and our system is going to automatically retouch the image before it's sent to the lab or before it is sent as a digital download. So I think our retouching does an amazing job. I'll show you guys an example when we go through checkout because it shows your customers an example. They can't see the retouching live. They have to purchase in order to, get their image retouched, but it does show them examples. It's just going to cover the face. It's going to be basic blemish removal, skin softening, redness removal, a little bit of flyaway and teeth stuff, but it does a really, really natural job. It's great. You can turn it on or off. So if you don't want to offer it, you can turn it off, but you are making a little bit of extra revenue by selling it. Of course, there is a cost and a PhotoDay fee associated, but then you make, whatever else you've marked up on top of that as extra sales. So no reason why not. All right, so I'm back in the job. I already have it connected. So once you select your price sheet, it's going to ask you to choose a product theme. That is going to determine what memory mate templates or what templates the customer can choose from for any templated product. So, a print with a border, a button with a border, etc. white houses are colors. Some of the other labs, actually all of the other labs are like sports or theme categories. So like graduation sports, preschools, things of that nature. White houses are colors though. So I'm going to add all of them so you guys can see every single amazing color that White House offers. I really like their themes. Alrighty then, so I want to show you guys knockouts and backgrounds. If you don't know already, you can have your images knocked out, which means that you can get the subject extracted off the background of each image directly through PhotoDay. I'm going to go ahead and run that so we don't have to wait on it, and then I'm going to talk about marketing while that happens. But under the services tab, under post-processing, you can get images knocked out. So I'm going to create a job. We also have color correction. So knockouts are 20 cents an image. Color correction is 10 cents an image. Turn on green spill if you shot on green screen. If you didn't, do not turn on green spill because it does something funky, I think. But yeah, so I'm going to upload the photos I want to get knocked out. I'm just going to do a couple of them and we'll just let them upload. But while that's going, so you're going to be able to attach background options to your job as well. So you can give your customers a choice of background. So, you know, whether you shot all on green or white or gray screen and you're doing, you know, you're going to have PNGs, whether you are going to composite, you can use PhotoDay knockouts. You buy credits here. Credits are 10 cents a piece. So knockouts are 2 credits. Color correction is 1. And the cool thing about this is that you can just transfer them directly into the job. So after it uploads, it wants you to make sure that everything looks good. These are the photos that you want knocked out. So I do, and then I'm going to hit submit and agree and also agree. So yeah, you can also upload PNGs from outside of PhotoDay into the job and offer background choices. That's totally up to you. But yeah, I will transfer these into the gallery once they're done. And the cool thing is you can kind of keep working while it runs. Okay, so next thing is marketing. So I know I mentioned the text marketing feature. That's one of the most effective features of PhotoDay. We really have it down to a science. But when you get people to text the code to 90738, so the access code you created, or you send them some marketing and get them to click into the link and enter their phone number, they will become opted into our text marketing. So I recommend getting text opt-ins prior to releasing the gallery. So, you know, whether that's before picture day or on picture day or, you know, leading up to when pictures are ready, you can get people opted in so that they get that entire text marketing series. The series goes day 1, so right when you publish, a text goes out, and then on days 3, 5, 7, 14, and 30. So it's just reminding them to place their order if they have not. If they purchase, they stop getting the text. So that's good. All right, so let's talk about ways to market the gallery and market the access code so that you can get those opt-ins. So we have a couple of different options. Manual flyers, this is going to be where you can create a little piece of marketing that you can email to everybody. You can print them if you want, you know, you can post them on social media, but this feature does the hard work for you of like getting the wording put together. So I'm in manual flyers. I'm going to create a flyer. There are 4 different types. So pre-picture day would be if you're not using advance pay, but you know, like I said, it's important to get that information out in advance. So use pre-picture day, advance pay if you are using advance pay. And then once you publish, if you want to send something out, you can do so with the published flyer. So I'm going to do advance pay. All right, so once I create it, over on the left here, it's going to give me some customization options, and this is the preview. So this is what your customers are going to see. There are 4 different designs. Really just depends on, you know, what you like. I kind of like the modern ones. The cool thing about the modern horizontal is that there's an image node that's kind of long and large. If you want to add extra information and the character limit in the description doesn't quite allow, you can use this space and create something that that informs people a little more. I would recommend keeping it short and sweet and simple. You know, don't overload customers with information in general on marketing because, you know, it's hard to keep focus anyways. But, you know, if you wanted to put pictures from a past season or something more branded or something that's kind of geared towards the league, you can put that up here in this image node. And then you can change the title in the description, but it's going to plug in the access code for your job and it gives them the instructions down here. So what's important is that it tells them to text the access code to 90738 or visit the link and enter their phone number. So now once you save all your changes, oh yeah, and by the way, the picture day date, if you have multiple, you can just switch this off and it will go away. But you can save this as a PDF. So if you just want to download it and then, you know, send it to the league organizer to send to coaches or whatever, you can do that here. You can also email the flyer to an organization. So that organization that you attached in the beginning, you can email directly to the email that's attached to that. You can also upload a CSV of all the parent emails or all the coach emails if you are able to get that as well, to send this flyer out to each person individually. So yeah, that is flyers. Now, a couple of other things under this marketing tab, active messages. If you want to see what is going to go out on your job text-wise and email-wise, and also what is planned to go out, you can go to this active messages tab. This is really cool. And as things are sent, it's going to come down here. You'll be able to see what was sent to your customers and when, and you'll be able to see a preview of that as well. So this is kind of what the texts look like that come from PhotoDay. There are also email campaigns with group and public galleries. Now this works kind of different than if you're familiar with email campaigns in private galleries. It is the same set of emails and it's the same frequency as the text message marketing, but it's only going to go to those who opt in and create a customer account and add their email. So I know some people wanted a way to communicate to customers that, you know, enter their email in when they sign up. So now our system sends out emails to them automatically here. So if you want to turn these off, you can under this auto campaign settings tab. Okay, so coming back to my main point, which is getting opt-ins in advance. If you're seeing parents or seeing your customers on the day of the shoot, or if you can put some marketing like at the school or in the gym or whatever, under resources, under the marketing kit, you'll find posters and banners, as well as social graphics that you can create so that you can put the access information out in person. So you can download these as a Photoshop file or as a PDF, and you can make them your own. You can kind of add your twists to them. But we have the wording kind of just already out there for you. So if you are seeing people at the shoot, that's a great opportunity to, you know, kind of be face to face with them, and their full focus is going to be on picture day at that moment. So, you know, not everybody has that advantage. Some people, you know, if you do high school or school sports, you don't see parents at the shoot, but if you do, you definitely want to have some marketing out somewhere that that shows the instructions, because they're going to be very focused. Emails are great. Information from the coach to the parents is great, but sometimes people aren't tuned in like they should be. So this is another way to get those opt-ins or sell advance pay on the day of. One more thing I like to say is if you are, you know, about to switch to PhotoDay and you have a number of jobs, I would recommend printing this out, you know, in a generic way. And then, you know, just adding a little piece of paper with the access code for each job. So that way you don't have to print a piece of marketing every single time. Some people, you know, glue a poster to an A-frame. Some people get, you know, banners printed. And then they just add the information for that specific shoot on the poster for each shoot. So hopefully that helps some of you. You don't have to order from, you don't have to order a sign every single time. All right, so I bet my knockouts are done. I'm going to upload the images. Oh, I did want to show you guys. I feel like I'm running long. I feel like I could talk about this all day. So sorry, guys, and thanks for sticking with me. But we're going to talk about uploading now. So number one, you're just going to be uploading all the pictures in here, and parents are going to be able to use FaceFind to search for their photos. But if you want to use tags, there are ways that you can apply tags to the images without like going through in PhotoDay and, you know, grouping the images. So number one, you can do that with Lightroom keywords. If you use Lightroom to edit, if you want to keyword the images, you know, for instance, by team name or by, you know, girls or boys, you can do that with Lightroom keywords and just save the images with the metadata. I'm not a photographer, so excuse me if I'm a little bit wrong there, but then PhotoDay will read that and ask if you want to use the keywords as tags. So that's cool. In this example, I'm going to use a folder structure. So if you don't use Lightroom, or if this kind of speaks to you more, and hold on, I can't click and talk, so give me a second. This is the screen I want to share. Okay, just wanted to share my entire screen so you guys can see. So you can actually upload your images in a folder structure, and that's going to tag each image by the little folder name. So I have one big folder for Stevie, elementary, youth sports, and inside I have small folders for each team. And inside are the images for each team. So if I upload this right here, it's going to tag them by the little folder names. Keep in mind, it doesn't work in like a folder inside a folder inside a folder type of way. That's kind of a misconception. It's just, you can have multiple tags per image, but you know, it's just one layer of tags, if that makes sense. All right, while these are going, I'm going to go back to my knockouts job that I swear I created in here. One second. Did I go into the wrong job? Potentially. Definitely. Okay. Sorry, guys. Why do I have two? All right. Let's do that again. I thought I was making sure I had the flow of the sound and I had a duplicate job. All right, now we're uploading. Okay, now let's do the knockouts job. So it is complete. You'll get an email when that happens as well. So if you're like doing something else, you'll get those notifications through email. But it just gives you a preview of all the images and you can move them to the gallery. It will give you the option to move only the post-processed photos, or you can move both the original and post-processed. I don't want to overwrite the existing photos with the same file name because I have the other ones in there. But I am going to transfer them right into the gallery. So that's the cool thing about using knockouts in PhotoDay too, is it's just bloop, put it right over. Okay, if you upload PNGs into your job, whether you use PhotoDay knockouts or whether you upload your own, you have to attach backgrounds. You can do that on the dashboard. On the homepage, it will say set up backgrounds, but also under settings, under backgrounds, you need to attach background collections to the job. Taking it back a step, if you're under the store tab under backgrounds, you can create background collections. So like for instance, if you have fall backgrounds or just basic backgrounds and then different sports backgrounds, you can create different groups. I think you can only have 12 per collection, but you can add multiple collections to each job. I wouldn't have too many options for your customers because that's a little counterproductive, but you don't really have a lot of limits, so that's good. There are restrictions to uploading these, so they need to be 2400 by 3000 or 3000 by 2400. They need to be JPEGs. They need to be under 15 megabytes, I'm sure. So if you like are struggling, it might be the dimensions or the resolution that is the issue. So, all right. So I think all of my pictures are in here now, and I'm gonna go back to just sharing my like window because for some reason I find that a little cleaner. Maybe I'm crazy. Probably both. Okay, so I have all my images in here. You know, here's all photos. This is just all the images in one. So, you know, you could take a look at that. There's those knockouts. Over here on the left is my tag. So you can see which images are in which tag. If you want to make sure there's no photos left out of a tag, you can check under the untagged section. But yeah, I mean, the images have to be 15 megabytes or under. You want them to be JPEGs unless you are allowing customers to switch the background, in which case they can be BNGs. But that is the simplicity of group or public galleries, is that you kind of just dump them in, and that's pretty much it. The only thing you want to keep track of is if you want to add tags, you want to kind of keep track of the teams or whatever you're going to be tagging by. Like I said, a lot of people just rely on FaceFind, and I think that's totally fine. Tags are just a good way to give people another way to search for their images if they don't want to use FaceFind for whatever reason. All right, so let's look at this from the customer's perspective. So once you have all your images in, once you're ready to send that text out to everybody who opted into your gallery, you can go to publish. There's also a scheduling publish feature. So if you're working in the middle of the night and you want to schedule for later, or if you have a certain time you want to publish, you can do that. This window right here is going to tell you, hey, you're about to send text to all your customers. If it's after 8 p.m., it's not going to send any text till the next day. We found out the hard way. Oh yeah, I have to attach background. So it doesn't let you publish without doing that. I need to listen to my own advice. I'll just do these two. Okay, and I'm jumping all over the place, but when you attach your background collections, it asks you to choose a default background. This is going to determine which background the image shows on by default. My backgrounds are pretty weak here, so sorry, but you choose the default background. All the images that are PNGs are going to show on this background, but then the customer can change them. All right, let's try to publish now. Okay, so yeah, but like I said, if you publish in the middle of the night, it won't text people till the next day. Photographers work in the middle of the night, apparently. I kind of do the same sometimes, so I get it, but people would be like, why did you just text my customer at 2 a.m.? And it's like, unfortunately, you texted your customer at 2 a.m. But okay, so when you publish, people are going to get a text. People are going to get an email if they are if they went in and signed up with their email address and you have auto campaigns on. But then they're going to start going into the gallery, and this is what it's going to look like. So I already showed you the login process. So I am just in the gallery, and this is where the search options show. So right when they come in, it's going to show them the different options they can use to find their photos. All photos is not on here, but it can be if you want it to be. So tags, this is where your tags are going to show. If you have a whole ton of them, they're going to be able to search. They can just click on one to see what's inside. And they can also use FaceFind. So I am going to upload a picture to FaceFind and show you how cool this is. This is like seriously amazing. It's very accurate. I mean, there's very few cases when, FaceFind doesn't work. If you're doing action shots, remember, like, the face kind of has to be showing. So that's one thing. But I've seen FaceFind work in really questionable cases. So, but it's going to pull up team photos if the kid is in team photos as well. I guess I didn't choose an amazing example. I believe I have team photos in here though. But the system is recognizing individual faces, and it's going to pull up any image that has that face in it. So what it is also going to ask your customer to do, which I needed to clear my cache before this because it stopped showing me this. I'm in PhotoDay so many times a day, but it's going to tell them to favorite the photos they want to buy. So that's their next step after they search for their photos. This is the images with backgrounds. So you'll notice it's on the featured background. It lets them know that more backgrounds are available when they customize the items. I have the JPEG version and the transparent version in the gallery, so that's why you see it twice. But I'm just gonna favorite the ones I want to buy. And then they're gonna start storing down here. So then they click shop now. Now this is gonna be how your storefront looks to your customers. First and foremost, digital download bundles. This is going to be if you have tiered pricing or max price set up, it's going to show you, it's going to show your customer those bundles first. So if they click buy now, they'll be able to select the number of photos they want, and it will show you, or it will show them that, you know, the more they buy, the more it goes down. Another cool thing about this is, like, say they chose 5 photos. Once they get to their cart, it's going to say, hey, if you add one more, you get them for even cheaper. So it does that upselling for you automatically in the cart. That's one of the coolest things about it. Now on this featured page, which they'll come to first, there's also featured packages. This is going to be the first 3 packages you have listed on your price sheet. You can actually click and drag them to change the order, so you can determine which go here. And then they can click see all to look at all the packages, and they can click on the package to see what's inside. Now for each product, it is going to have them choose the image they want, and you know, and then they'll move on. They'll do that for each item. Something that's important to note here is, so number 1, this is an image with background, so it shows them the different choices. They can choose a different background for each image. And then if it's just a regular photo, obviously backgrounds won't be there. They can also crop the image. They can change the orientation and all that. Just make, you know, make sure that you are leaving margins around the image so that your customer doesn't have to adjust the crop in order for it to fit. You know, obviously you're uploading photos that are going to be bought as, you know, an 8x10 or a 5x7. So I would just recommend leaving space on the top and bottom and on the sides so that your customer is set up for success, so that images fit in no matter what they choose. They have full customization options. So, you know, they're not going to understand if an image is designated for an 8x10 or whatever. Just make it universal. But yeah, they can crop if they want. They can also add retouching in that little window. And I'm just going to blow through this so I can show you guys templated prints before I go over an hour talking about group and public galleries. I promise it's way quicker than my 1 hour spiel. I do calls where I go through this process with people, and a lot of times those calls just take like 30 minutes. It really is that easy. But I just have a lot of information that I feel is important. So sorry if I rambled. All right, that's a package. Let me show you guys templated products. So let's do a memory mate. The cool thing about selling templated products in PhotoDay is that your customer is in charge of designing these. So they choose the images they want, they choose the theme they want, and they enter the text they want. So you're not having to read handwriting or, you know, determine what nickname to put on the kids' photos. For the memory mate, they do all of that. This was White House's themes, by the way. They can look through the colors. And then there's that logo that I had toggled on. My goodness, Stevie. I'm just gonna choose this photo for the group photo, but it's gonna, if they have a horizontal image favorited, it's going to automatically choose the horizontal image. So it's smart in that way. Probably should have thought about having team photos in here, but you guys get it. And then here is the text. So 6U, Stevie Williams. I'm almost sick of my own name because I've said it so many times in this webinar. All right, so they fill all this out. And then it's actually going to show them a preview. So it gives them another chance to make sure that they spell everything right, that they spelled their kid's name right. Of course, you know, it happens, but we show them exactly what it's going to look like. This is called the live preview. And this has really helped with parents making mistakes. So, okay. Once they add everything, it's going to bring them into the cart. This is retouching. So here are examples of retouched photos. You'll see it kind of, you know, keeps the integrity of the face and those, you know, wrinkles or birthmarks or freckles that, you know, are meant to be on the face while taking off the texture and the redness and things of that nature. that was a good zoom. See, like she has a little freckle on there, and it takes that off, but it, it just touches up the texture a bit. I love the job our retouching does. It can be a little much. I know. So this our retouching is great. But anywho, they have one more chance to review all the stuff they have in their cart, and then they just proceed to check out. And it is basically like any other storefront. They just add their delivery address, they choose the shipping method they want, and then they enter their payment method and complete their order. Two more things I want to mention before I end this and let you guys off the hook. So under the job, under insights, you're going to be able to monitor a couple of things here, and this is an important place to look throughout. So number one, under customers, you're going to be able to see the number of opt-ins. So the number of people who have opted in by text and are going to receive the text is going to show here. So when you first start sending out your marketing, I would monitor this tab, and it's going to show you how effective, your communication is. Also sales, so you're going to get a bunch of different numbers in here. You're going to be able to see each individual sale. I don't have an example in here, but you'll be able to click into the order, see exactly what they ordered, exactly what crops they chose, exactly what text they put, and how much their order was. We also have very, very detailed reporting under the reports tab, so you'll be able to export a CSV of every single cost that was paid out of the orders and the payouts. We have really detailed reporting. And then one more thing I'll show, and then I will let you guys go. The organization page. So under organizations, I attached that job to Stevie Elementary. So if you're not using this already, I recommend it. These are the general links you can share with the school, where their jobs, all the jobs you do for them will live. You set a URL for them. That URL stays the same forever. So, the gallery links change, but if you're using organization pages, this is going to stay constant. So this is the school's designated organization page. You can have new jobs display on the organization page. So just as you create them, they just display unless you choose to take them off. You can upload a logo. That's going to give a more personalized feel for the school as well. And then this is what the organization page looks like. So I realized why I had that other job up. It's because I wanted you guys to see multiple jobs on here. But if you do school pictures, sports pictures, all of that will be on one page. It will have the school's logo and name, and then it's going to have your studio information. This is just a great way to give your school a landing page, a link that, the secretary in the office can share to parents if they're like, I didn't see photos. Use organization pages if you guys are not already. Okay, well, I'm going to check the chat for any questions. I think Justin was helping me out there. Let's see. Yeah, Justin, you helped Nelson out. So can you set multiple lab memory mate themes or one lab per job? So only one lab per job at a time. You can switch from lab to lab if you need to, but you can only do one at a time. You can have multiple labs on your account. If you are on the fence about themes, or you have something specific you want, we also have a custom themes option. So if you want to design your own and upload them, and then your customers can use the custom themes for the Memory Mate product that the lab sells, I would check out the custom themes feature that's available with White House, Richmond, Reedy, and APS. So yeah, and then let's see. Do we have sample backgrounds? I would come to the support chat, I think, like Justin said. So yeah, all right, I think that's it. Does anybody have anything else for me? This one was fun. Thank you guys for sticking on and listening to my rant about grouping public jobs. If you haven't tried PhotoDay yet, get started. If you want a call with our team, come to the bubble, which I should have showed you while I was sharing my screen, but in the bottom right-hand corner of your account, you're going to be able to reach out to our support team. We are available Monday through Friday, 8 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're not bots, we're real people. We are real people with experience. So whether you're just getting started and you need a walkthrough, or you are already using us and you want some tips, you want to go over what you're doing and what works and what you can make better, please just come to the bubble and reach out. I'm in there, and the rest of our fantastic support team is in there, and we can help you out. Tracy, can people order from multiple jobs in one order? They cannot right now. It's a great feature request. Stay tuned. Right now, they have to complete one order per job. So if they're trying to order out of your soccer gallery and then out of your baseball gallery, they have to place 2 separate orders. But hopefully that'll change in the future. Our team is always working. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys on the next one. I think it's the 25th of February, and it's all about private galleries with a special guest. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.